This is gonna go poorly.
Just the whole 5 of us left.
Mm-hmm. You know, I don't say it enough, but I'm so proud of all of you. You've come so far from the little rambunctious rugrats I used to know. You're all grown now, looking for mysteries and answers. It's going through death and despair. You know, I just want to let you all know I'm so proud of how far you've come.
I don't really care how proud you are of us. What I care about is finding out who you are and putting an end to you.
I wish you luck with that endeavor. So I almost just threw up.
Oh God.
I think I'm getting a little too excited.
You've been waiting for this for a while.
Oh yeah, I put so much work into preparing this. Ugh.
Maybe you should take a short break, get some water or something.
I have some water right here. It's just acid reflux from some burgers I had.
Burger?
I know that feeling.
Oh, fuck. I'm so ready for this. Let's figure this shit
But
out. I'm ready.
You guys managed to get every bullet. So you should have absolutely no issue figuring out what's up.
I already have an explanation, but I'll save it for the trial.
Sounds good, yo.
Meanwhile, circle.
Alright, I'm prepping the trial room. So wait just a gosh darn minute.
Skittles, what are we doing?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
This is great.
Alright. With that, no pre-trial this time. No murder to guess. You all step into the trial room
Okay.
and take your seats. So, I'd like to state that the rules for this trial are a little different. As already stated, you have to figure out what's happening here and where you are in order to get free. If you don't, then I'll execute you. That being said, this directly involves me and what I've set up, so instead of being a spectator or a judge, Monokuma jumps off of his seat, perfectly landing onto a log. I'll be joining you as a combatant in this arena. So, with that all said and done, or that said and established, are you all ready to get started?
Poor Asuka's separated from us.
Do this shit.
Yikes.
Alright.
Alright.
Solid
Yeah.
yikes.
Solid
Yeah.
yikes, yeah.
Now, this is a... My ears are ringing. Whoops. This is a trial in which, once again, you will have to mostly debate amongst yourselves, Monokuma and Milk Lady, what the hell is going on. There will not be very many mini-games. Instead, just a fierce back and forth what your theories are, possibly disproving or proving of these theories. Once you get to the second half of the trial, there may, in fact, be some more mini-games, but that is not important right now. What is important right now is figuring out who this supposed mastermind is and figuring out what the hell's going on. Is that all clear?
Understood.
Mhm.
Well, in that case, let's all get this a fucking boppin'.
Before we begin, I have a question to ask Taku.
Yes,
that
what is it?
You said you weren't able to assist in our investigation. Does that mean you are unable to assist in the trial as well?
I am limited by a few different factors, but if there is an area in which I can help, I will.
Limited. Limited by what?
I can't really say.
I see.
The mime's the mastermind. He did it. Anyone? No? Okay.
I don't know.
Here's the question.
I don't know.
I already told you all that there's a mastermind. Now, if that mastermind includes the living, or is strictly limited to the living, then that leaves one of two options. Wouldn't you
But-
three say?
if the mastermind is not limited to the living, somehow, this is all giant post-mortem plan by the mastermind of the original killing game, Junko Enoshima.
Junko Enoshima's dead.
But
Didn't you get the news flash, buddy? Still, though, you're not going to get anywhere if you don't have any sort of ideas on this. Trust me, it's a very important fact. One of you in this group was, in fact, running the strings.
I do think that there is reason to say something about Taku is suspicious.
Yes.
He did directly interfere with Keiko's execution and has not been punished. Nor was he hurt by the explosion.
Well, that right there is the reason why he has been punished. We made a deal and I know he'll honor it, but I can't really stop him if he feels like saving you. One just has to wonder if that's his real goal, to save you.
Well, is it, Taku?
I just want to help. Gosh, y'all are boring the hell out of me.
Well, excuse me while I pore over the facts.
Here's an important question. If any of you were the mastermind, then who would really have an excuse to be? Who would have slipped up at some given point? Is there really anyone you could point a finger on?
No one who would have slipped up.
Maybe there wasn't any mistakes. Maybe the answer is right in front of you. Maybe the answer doesn't really matter in the end.
Someone who might have slipped up. No. What if the mastermind, like I mentioned earlier, Momo and Maxime were the only ones to die by their NG codes. And Momo killed herself because she willingly activated her NG code, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Maxime didn't. He was manipulated into seeing a dead body, which could be the slip-up that Monokuma was talking about.
Huh? You're saying that beefcake was the fucking mastermind?
Could be.
Possibility.
Or it could be Momo. Well,
To be fair, there is that list of the dead in the city.
There is.
Given what we know about the diner, it wouldn't be too hard for someone who has faked their death to avoid us entirely.
Very true.
Another thing to bear in mind is that, well, the NG codes were set up by the mastermind themselves. So if only 2 died from it, then maybe it's not that far-fetched after all. It's a good question.
There's one bit about the diner that does not sit right with me. I think we might be pointing the finger at, trying to figure out who the mastermind is a bit too early. Because of the looping diner. When we went in there, we could leave wherever we wanted, basically, because I wanted to leave in the city when I had entered from near the tents. And I think everyone here can agree that that's not something that can physically happen.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
like magic bullshit.
So, There's a note there saying that we don't know. Oh, fuck.
Wait a minute. Someone who... I have a question, Monokuma.
Hmm.
What's the deal with all the cloaks scattered around where the bodies of the victims were?
That's not my doing.
It's not your turn.
Well, if it's not your doing, then I have to ask. Why isn't there a cloak in the trial room?
Because I cleaned that shit up. It was annoying.
Fair enough.
Alright, well, fuck.
Can't argue with that, really.
Perhaps the mastermind might not make sense. Maybe what you're looking for is too logical when you've already thrown logic out the window.
If it doesn't make sense, then could it be that the mastermind's one of us?
No, I know you three well enough.
Which means... I see only one thing I should say. Taku,
Yeah?
the objects by the corpses, the notes, and the cloaks, does that have anything to do with you?
He doesn't seem particularly willing to divulge that information.
Communists. I do think there is more to the communist, or our good friend Maxime, than meets the eye, because if you recall, his secret was that he was incredibly weak despite his size.
Now, why would something like that be? I mean, look at the guy. He was just filled with muscles and testosterone. How exactly do you fake that? If anyone's got any answers, I'd be happy to hear it.
Is it possible that...
Was he weak at all?
No.
No, those secrets were no lie.
Is it possible that the Maxime Petrov we have here is not the one that should be here? Like, is this Maxime like a costume
Fake.
of some sort? You know?
What, the giant inflatable testosterone-filled man costume? I have to remember that next Halloween.
Or just fake muscles?
Well, here's something to consider. It's pretty weird how... There's some weird things to consider when thinking about the chick he spent all his time with.
Hold on. Valley Purpose.
What was it with Momo?
She's spoken a Valley Girl voice, notably.
The whole time until she had the NG code placed on her.
Yeah.
And her normal voice was soft, but aggressive.
I wonder what that means. Why was she using that? Why was she hiding what she sounded like from us? The world may never know.
Wait. No, if we think about this, it makes sense that Momo and Maxime were, in a sense, always together. If you recall on computer, the fourth bit of information we got from the computer, right? Junko Enoshima specifically says she needs to pretty her sister up.
You don't even know what that means. You don't even know what you're referring to.
I don't know exactly, no, but I think it's worth noting that Momo wasn't the worst looking.
Well, if you wish to know. Bukuro Ikosaba, also known as Junko Enoshima's twin sister, was pretty much used as a body double for her. and her death was fake, so that Junko Enoshima could run the killing game of Class 78 behind the scenes without anyone wondering where she's gone. Of course, they found it out in the end, but not resulted in whatever fate that did.
These last observations. The mind is not unusual. Simply is not.
If you're saying those two have a relation to the Despair Sisters, then you may say so. But I don't see anything.
Okay. Is it possible those two are the Despair Sisters? They're dead.
Exactly. You've hit a brick wall. But the answer to that may shock you.
Well,
Was the fate of the poor Junko Enoshima ever really established? Did she really die in there?
She was either trapped or killed.
She was
How trapped
noted as
was
being
one-
killed.
By who? Ask yourself that. Who in their right mind said with a matter of fact that Junko Enoshima was dead?
Joshi did.
Yes.
The mastermind of Class 78's killing game is long dead.
But it says on my info that she could have just been captured. I wonder what made her decide that. And you too. Speak up a bit. I'm very interested to hear your thoughts. Don't let your little friend here run the whole show.
I got nothing.
I got nothing either, honestly.
I'm just looking at a notepad here, trying to connect it, and none of it connects.
Well, that's your problem. Maybe you're looking for a connection on something that isn't really there. Does anything really make sense? Can you really accept what is or isn't?
Hold on.
Maybe I didn't find a way to connect the dots here. And you're too stupid to figure it out. Maybe, just maybe, this is the one bit I left a little too open-ended. So maybe I'll have to give you a little hint. Maybe think about the impossibility of the situation you're in. How could you be here if Junko is dead? How could this diner be looping? And why, oh why, were Maxine and Momo killed together with these specific conditions?
The diner indicates to me that this situation we're in right here is not physically possible.
So, if you've established that things may not be physically possible, doesn't that open up your mind a little more?
Are you saying this is all mental for us?
I never said anything like that. I'm just saying you might not understand, or you might not be in the state right now where you can tell the difference.
If the Despair Sisters are dead, and we're in a situation...
it possible this is all just one big delusion?
You don't have any proof or anything to back that up. That's a pretty wild claim. Besides,
There
we're
was
not
a
talking
note
about...
in the diner.
Yes,
Diner?
the impossibly looping diner.
Do we still have that note?
Yeah, we do. Bottom right's note. Can you trust your eyes, or are you aware what's reality and what's delusion?
This must be some kind of delusion. Because
Let
this
me
kind of
just-
thing can't happen in reality.
Oh, I'll give you a little hint. A little nice, happy hint. Junko Enoshima is not dead.
She's not.
Nope. Your dear friend Shoshi was wrong. Even in death.
I'm gonna punch you in the face later, Bear.
That's a violation of the rules.
I mean,
I think we've passed that by now.
by the way this is going, I think it'd be more fun than an execution.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
You two don't have any thoughts. None at all.
No, all I've got is just a bunch of notes about love.
I don't. This is stumping me.
Wait a second. In the note that we found next to the Twitch streamer's, well, where he died, it mentioned something about playing with two queens.
Those two queens could be the Despair Sisters.
Good.
It's only till the end till you find it out.
The end.
Do you think that's the Despair Sisters? Do you think Junko's alive?
You just told us she's not dead.
Exactly.
Playing with two queens. Gods roll the dice. The chest. I don't like pointing fingers here, but one of the queens the note could have been talking about could have been the milk girl.
What? I didn't do anything wrong.
No, but I mean, you were the first person he basically flirted with when he got here.
That wasn't my fault. He was just a creep. But he was
I
attractive
agree.
at the time when I was alone. I didn't know he'd be such a monster.
None of us did. But that note mentioned two queens. It could be possible one of them was you.
I swear to you, I have nothing to do with this. I'll answer anything you want. Please, just don't get me killed.
I don't believe Yasutaka is the other queen, but it's just... I need time to figure it out.
Silence equals sadness, image of death. Fate, love, heart.
Alright,
This is gonna be
hold on. I have some... Just... Talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I may have an idea.
okay. Well, from what I wrote down about the motive video from the second motives, is it possible that the outside world might think we're dead?
Hmm?
Is it possible the outside world thinks we're dead?
I don't know. Those videos could be referring to you, they could be referring to anything. But you've established that these might have been the cause of the tragedy. So, given how much death it sounded like, it wouldn't be impossible. This could be about a number of people.
Plus, with all the notes and everything that connects everything to love, it is possible that our parents loved us so much that they were willing to die.
No, I do believe you'd know that the best, wouldn't you, Susan darling?
We don't have any other option, as far as I can see. I assert that the Despair Sisters were involved in this, and their identities were Maxine Petrov and Momotani Hanami.
And your reasoning for this?
Well, clearly they cared about each other deeply as sisters, yes? Well, at least somewhat. And Junko seemed to be pulling the strings, mostly. If we go under the impression that Junko could have been Maxime, if Mukuro saw Junko die, yes, from her NG code, it's very possible that Mukuro would not have wanted to continue living if her sister was no longer in the world. The better half of the Despairs, in other words.
You know, I always thought it was interesting how Momo's code prevented her from speaking like that. I wonder what the reasoning behind that.
Wait, Susan, you said Mukuro's normal voice was like soft but aggressive, yes?
Momo's, yeah.
Yeah, Momo, sorry. I think Junko does mention that Mukuro is a soldier of some kind, yes?
Yeah.
And how would a soldier wouldn't speak like that, wouldn't she?
I guess, yeah. Sounds plausible.
So is this what you're saying? Have you put it all together? Is it the solution you wanted in the end? Even if that were the case?
I don't want to consider any one of us being mastermind, but we have to at this point. There's someone behind this, and they're the only two that died without having been murdered.
Well. You'll give me just a minute. This music is getting on my nerves. Put it down.
Like, I gotta hand it to them. They made this music perfect, because this is exactly what it feels like when you're thinking in your head.
Yeah. But my thoughts are annoying.
My thoughts are just a rave.
My thoughts are just ears coming together and making nothing.
True. Well, if that's the solution you're coming to, Monokuma slowly becomes covered with a cloud of smoke.
What the fuck?
And I didn't layer this properly, so, you know.
Pretend it's still there.
Pretend the smoke is there. All is okay.
Oh god, the smoke.
Taku, make some convincing coughing noises.
Cough, cough.
Hey!
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck, who the hell are you?
Hi! I'm Junko Enoshima. Did you miss me?
It's
Wow.
hard to miss you when we don't know you.
Well, look at what a lively bunch we're here. You've been scrambling for answers and clues in this truly horrid, despair-inducing situation. What have you come up with? That one of your truly valued friends was actually moi, and once again, everything you know is a lie? What a twist of fate! What horror have I forced you all to endure? Oh, but that's not the only thing. She scoots aside, and suddenly, beside her, another person seems to just phase into existence.
I don't even know who that is.
Mukuro Kusada. She says bluntly. So, yeah, we were running the whole thing behind the scenes, and yeah, who would have thunk it? We weren't actually dead. Is that good enough for you? Is that what you wanted? Can I go home now?
But, no.
There's still so many questions.
Mukuro, for a fact, is dead.
Huh?
She was killed. In your... Motherfucker. Hold on, where's my fucking note? Hold up. I am certain I made a note of this. Fucking titties.
Well, it's in one of your bullets as well.
That's what I'm looking through.
Yeah. Also trying to find it.
It's on the computer info, one of them.
Makoto found out I wasn't really dead. I'm about to make my granted up.
Found out I wasn't really dead. Now I wonder, just what in the world would make him think I was dead?
Well. This isn't the bullet we have, is it?
Man, this middle bit, I'm playing this very sloppy, I have to admit.
I'm
Don't worry,
checking
it'll get
through
better.
all of my bullets.
Mm.
Oh. A hardened, lousy soldier is too out of place for a game like this. I've got to pretty her up somehow. And Makoto Naegi thinks you are dead. And Mukuro was a body double, yes?
I don't have to tell you shit.
Rude.
So, dude.
I'm just making noise trying to look through my shit.
Alright. I'm fucking tired of you all. Hold on, what was I gonna say? I'm tired of you all wasting my time, so I'm gonna quickly sum up what you're trying to say, and failing to. So essentially, what you're saying is I used Mook as a body double, and got her killed so that people would believe I'm dead, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
More or less.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say that happened. How's Mukuro here, then?
Well, we've established that the impossible seems to be possible here.
Especially in Taku's case. He survived a fucking explosion and caught a knife out of the air like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Mukuro is dead. And she's here. And we've established that the situation we're in is not...
Well, you see, there's a very simple solution to that. Something you're all not considering, because it's way too far out of your reach.
Well...
Are we all dead?
You're all dead? What would lead you to believe that?
Motive videos.
The looping diner. The fact that
Actually, none of this makes any fucking sense.
We
fact
are
that
in an
you-
improbable situation.
the fact that someone we thought was dead is standing right here. That doesn't help much either.
Parents think we're dead. Those notebooks imply that we were happy to go to Hope Peak, but I don't think we ever actually got there.
I see. That's a very interesting... that's a very interesting deduction you've got there.
Grasping at straws.
I just wonder if it's correct.
Hello?
Hello.
What the fuck?
I mean, for all you know, this couldn't be entirely made up.
Hello?
Or we're dreaming.
I mean, you gotta ask yourself, how are we all here right now? After we all died. Can you answer that? Do you understand that?
If this is a situation where we're all dead, everyone here is...
Oh no.
What? What?
Oh no.
With your fucking hand up. Oh no.
Here,
No.
let's just go ahead and establish something. Very, very simple. I think you've all got it together, but I'll just go ahead and spell it out.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh.
Very simple solution to. I just wonder if you'll be able to do it. If you'll be able to accept it.
Hmm.
Four blues, you all are dead.
Bing, bing, bing! Someone give the girl a cigar.
I was
What?
right.
That doesn't.
That doesn't make sense. No, I don't believe being dead would make sense, would it?
Wait a minute. There was the execution with the witch doctor. His magic actually seemed to work.
This is in a different place. Hello. Wow. Yeah, his magic seemed to work. Everything seemed. You think that's realistic? You think that could have happened?
No.
I mean, even I am here. You know how long it's been since I've seen you. I was beginning to think you all forgot about me.
Do we know you? No, like, if that's the poet, that looks like a different, like, player icon entirely.
Whoa.
I swore he had something else.
Oh. Having fun there.
You wiggy. I never existed.
That can't
Well,
be
you-
true. We
I
found
mean,
all
either-
those acceptance letters.
Did
and
I
everything.
ever exist?
We found the notebooks and the acceptance letters. And the videos with our parents. We had to have existed at some point.
You know, there's a term for that. Right? It's called. What is it? It's on the tip of my tongue.
Life?
Delusion.
Delusion. What do you mean, delusion?
I mean, this entire situation, silly.
This entire situation is a delusion.
We're just dreaming?
Hmm.
Could be possible. One among our members was the ultimate hypnotist. It could be possible we're being forced to hallucinate this stuff.
Well, here you go. If you're having trouble figuring out the solution, why don't we have one of those scrum debates you like so much?
Ugh.
Oh.
I think that'll solve the issue and bring out the answer just fine. Do you really hate them that much, Aeon? Instantly, you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
They're not that bad.
I don't look forward to that part of V3.
It's not
Why?
that bad.
It really isn't. Is it playing twice? Oh god, I've accidentally... it's a
God.
ghost. It's a ghost.
I can only take that song for so long.
I started losing my fucking mind.
God, if we're all dead.
It's about to get a lot worse.
Oh,
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 boy.
and Ashley, no. It's
I
not
can't
time,
wait.
is it?
Let's go ahead and have a nice, friendly scrum debate, everybody.
Oh,
No, I don't even know.
don't make me do this.
Fucking... This is how it's gonna be, isn't it?
Don't
How
make me
the
do
hell?
Don't make me do this.
I've been stumped this entire trial. What am I gonna do?
Do you really think it's possible that I'm standing right here before you right now? You saw my body. You saw what happened to me. Am I really here?
No, you're not here.
Even if you try and fight it, you know the truth now, don't you? About all of you, about all of us. You just can't accept it.
That can't be right.
I'm no zombie. I'm dead. I've passed to the other side. Just like you.
But when did that happen?
All you have to do now is accept your death. Drown in that despair, knowing that your life is over. It's very simple. You know there's no other possibility. Did you cry over what was never real to begin with?
It has to be real.
Our friendships meant nothing. We are nothing, not anymore.
That's not true.
All we're promised in life is tears and death, and ours came early.
I don't even know what to say at this point.
Drown, 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 drown. Are there any questions? Anyone concerned? Anyone confused at all? It's very simple, actually. None of us really existed. And you want to know why? It all has to do with how we died. It all has to do with how we died. I mean, if you think about it, that's still something you haven't established. That's something you probably haven't even considered. Because you still can't even tell the difference between death or living. Slowly but surely, everyone you used to know begins filling back into the trial room. Including that fucker.
Who this man? Why everywhere?
That's why I didn't recognize the poet. All right.
What?
I got a portrait swapped around for witch doctors in my head.
Oh. Yeah. So, how do you all think you died? Any ideas?
Yes,
Does
a
everyone
logical
here-
conclusion.
Everyone here had a little something in common.
We all have world-changing talents.
Did you?
I mean, according to that file we did.
This file in this world where nothing makes sense, your friendships are made up?
My family said she didn't deserve this.
What family?
The family in my motive video.
Are they real?
The only thing I could think of explaining how we died is somewhere between Hope's Peak and the bus.
I guess you could say that. But one has to ask, what really was the bus? And what really made you get on it? I mean, how could a bunch of talentless losers like you get into Hope's Peak?
We're not talentless. What are you talking about?
What am I talking about? What are you talking about?
We all have talents. We've all specialized in doing separate things.
Have you?
I picked a lot of locks since I came here and pockets.
Probably because you believe that you can.
Saying that just simply believing I can do something gives me the skill to do so?
I mean, if you don't know any better, if you're in a world where nothing really matters. See, you understand that you're dead, but you haven't done a little thing called accepting. You don't seem to understand the reality, or I suppose the lack of it, the situation you're in. What makes you think this isn't just all in your head? Or maybe this is just the afterlife? Or maybe nothing of this is real at all?
Wait.
Are you
You
really
said
so...
we're talentless.
Well, of course.
Then is it possible that we're part of the reserve corps students?
What? You mean the ones that threw themselves off a building because I said so?
Yeah, in the computer file 3, it said that they all killed themselves for you.
And I wonder what in the world would make them want to do a thing like that. Could it be their obsession with despair, the killing games, or just me?
It's the tragedy.
You know, your friend there brings up a good question. Who are all those Reserve Corps schmucks that threw themselves off? I mean, surely they wanted to get into Hope's Peak so badly they were willing to spend that much money to get into Reserve Corps. I mean, I'm sure they had dreams of the talents they wanted to have, the things they wanted to do, how excited they were going when they finally got accepted into Hope's Peak, don't you think? I'm sure somewhere deep in that noggin, they all had a deep-seated little fantasy of that, don't you think? I mean, I would if I was in that situation.
So you're saying because we wanted talent, we deluded ourselves into believing we had talent?
In death.
And if we are the Reserve Corps students who killed ourselves, did we do it because we don't have that?
You did it. Because I told you to. It's that simple. Oh, not before breaking your way into Hope's Peak and massacring almost every student there. My bad, forgot to mention that part.
We did what?
Oh yeah, the reserve forces were pretty mad about all these things they heard. The Azura Kamakura project, all this other backseat stuff with the headmaster, I mean, it was driving them wild. I mean, there was footage of a killing game where a class was just murdering each other non-stop, going blood to wall, or blood wall to wall, all over the floor, guns and everything. And it was all because of Hope's Peak. So hey, why don't you consider the reaction of all these people who have looked up to this place for oh so long, and wanted their talents for oh so long, couldn't get it because these specific rules. All they needed was a shove in the right direction from yours truly.
So then,
You killed them all, and then you offed yourselves. And you did it in the name of Hope's Peak and all that you believed in. Or at least that's what you told yourself the moment your face hit the ground.
in that case, then we would have been just overcome with grief and anger and madness and everything then. That would have driven us to do all these horrible things.
Yeah. And it really makes you wonder. Maybe that's the reason why in Death Now, all that you can think of is killing them. All of this despair and hate and love. People you trusted for the things you cared about, all being betrayed and taken away from you. And when suddenly it hits you, just like the pavement. Do you understand now?
So what you're saying is we're all dead. We used to be part of the reserve force. We all killed ourselves after slaughtering Hope's Peak.
Pretty simple, yeah?
Whew, that's some fucked up shit.
All those notebooks you found, all these texts on the world, all these other blatantly bullshit documents you found. They're all your delusions, all your fantasies. You had only hoped that you could make that kind of influence on the world. You had only hoped that you had got accepted in the Hope's Peak. But at the end of the day, Hope's Peak was nothing to you. They treated you like dogs, and you treated them like dogs back. Specifically, ones that needed to be put down. And all it took was one long-haired boy.
What? Long-haired boy? What the fuck are you even...
Regardless, that's not important. So, we've established why you're all here. Except for one particular person you still don't know the identity of.
Taku.
Now, what do you think in a situation like this? In a situation where you're all deluded, despair and hope obsessed, Hope's Peak fanboys and girls, what role would someone like Taku have in all this? Why is he so quiet about all this? It's a mystery.
Taku?
Yes?
It's you keeping the list in that room, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's me.
And you're the one leaving those cloaks and those by the bodies?
Yeah.
And
So you're not one of us.
No.
What are you, Taku?
I think I've got a guess.
Let's hear it.
All the notes dictate fate, love, sadness, and the image of death. Those cloaks, I mean, if Taku's the one that's been placing them, I can only think of one answer, and that would be he's death. Come for us.
I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? Maintaining a list of all the people who essentially had moved on from this horrible purgatory. That's why he can't help you. He's not here to help or hurt. He's just here to take you on.
Well, is it true, Taku?
Doesn't look like he wants to say. Say it ain't so, mime boy. What do you know?
Last observations do support this, saying that Taku's not here to hurt us, and he's had many opportunities to do so, and that he's infiltrated the group somehow.
I just have to wonder to myself. I wonder why Taku would do such a thing as save you from the execution and make you go through all these horrible realizations. Your friends, your experiences, your dreams, your passions, your talents. None of them meant a single goddamn thing. I wonder why he would do something like that, instead of just letting you pass on as despair-riddled husks.
Is this somehow a chance back at life?
No.
Death is permanent. Nothing can change it.
A common theme has been love and death. I feel like Taku might be doing the things he's doing because he does care about us and wants us to be at peace instead of eternally angry.
I mean, it makes sense considering the way you guys went out. I mean, sheesh, you were angry. You see how many people you killed? I guess you don't, because you seem to have dreamed up all these interesting designs and talents for yourself. Never once existed. You're just reserved force nobodies. With nobody to return to. And no body to return to.
So, Munkata, when did you figure that out? Because you told us we have nothing left to return to, and that even in your death, you were happy to have experienced this with us.
Bold of you to assume that Munkata's real. bold of you to assume he actually had these experiences and actually ever figured anything out. Maybe, just maybe, he was just that one remnant of despair going into you. And as this was all set up, you needed some kind of villain, something to work against, to keep you from the realization that maybe you were the mastermind all along. You're the ones obsessed with despair and hope. You're the ones obsessed with me and killing me. You ever considered that?
So, we're the masterminds behind setting up this crap?
You're the masterminds behind setting up this whole situation, I guess you could say. I mean, do you really think I'm the real Junko Enoshima? All it took was for you to read what I'd done, and in your minds instantly, it clicked on that that was a possibility. That I was the despair in your life. That I was causing all your misery. Maybe, just maybe, that's what your mind is to put for you. Because at the end of the day, nothing here is real. Not even you. Nothing you've experienced, nothing you've gone through, nothing you've said, none of it matters. Because, seriously, you're dead. You just can't accept that.
And what the hell would we gain from accepting it?
What would you gain from denying it? Would you rather stay in here with all your dead, meaningless friends that are slowly being picked off? The truth is that you're all monsters. Monsters who killed yourself. That's all there is to your story. You were never anything more or less than that. And you know that deep down. In fact, your death was meaningless. I would go as far as to say. I bet the reserve student who matched Choshi, especially, was nice, meaningless black.
Don't say that.
Was there anything else left to say? Is there anything else left to discuss? Do you have any sort of thoughts on this? Because seriously, it doesn't get a whole lot better than this.
Wait, if we're dead, then who put the rest of that info on the computer?
What info?
Like, yeah, I'm checking. I mean, if we're just reserve course students and this is all a delusion, how would we know about anyone who was in the list? Koda Naegi, Oi Asahina, Akane Owari, Ibuki Mayoda, how would we even know who they are?
It's not hard to look them up on the internet, you know. I mean,
Yes, because
most people are particularly famous. I meant in your life, dumbass. I mean, what reserve course student wouldn't be up to date on what students will, or on what students will wear? I mean, they were practically famous. And a bunch of reserve course nobodies would especially be to look them up and know.
Then what could possibly be with the Trail of Love stuff?
Well,
What, did we love each other when we were alive? If we're just nobody reserve course students, then what's the point of any of this?
I don't know. Why don't you ask yourself that question? You really expect... Oh, acid. I die.
No.
Do not die.
No, don't die.
The rest of us are already dead, don't die.
Yeah, don't die. We need to.
We need to preserve as many as possible.
Yeah.
maybe, just maybe, the love was just a means to an end. The means to experience your grief, to go through it all again and again and again. Everything you felt while you were living. All the deaths you caused, everything you felt responsible for. It's really indicative of what you all did, isn't it? I just wonder if you'll ever be able to accept it and move on.
Did we really do that?
Why, yes, you really did that.
It's the only thing that makes sense.
You all really killed everyone you've grown to look up to. Because you thought they'd betrayed you. Because you loved them. Because they were what you looked up to in life. And all of a sudden, all these deaths, all these murders, all these terrible things happening. Oh, it just sent you into a despair that was unescapable. And all it took was a little pushing from Ma to get you in the right direction. Is that the answer you wanted?
So basically, we're the masterminds, and the reason we're here is because we're all dead.
Yep, that about sums it up. Part of me just wonders if you'll ever be able to come to terms with that. I mean, if you really think about it, that's implying that everything, all your memories, even from childhood, everything you've set up with your talents and your backstories and your crazy ideals of hope and love and all this, it was all nothing.
Joshi, you're not real then?
Of course I'm not real. What we had was never real. What happened was never real. You want to know how I died?
Jumping off the building with the rest of us.
Straight off the building with you. We didn't know each other. All we had to share between us was that despair that Junko Enoshima so beautifully crafted.
I kissed death.
Yeah?
That's the thing Skittles is concerned about.
I had kissed the Grim Reaper. This is like some sim shit. Had sex with Grim Reaper?
Check.
Got Grim Reaper pregnant.
T-posing Grim Reaper.
I can't accept this. I won't accept the fact that I'm dead.
Of course you won't. And that's why you're stuck here. And that's why this killing game will continue and continue and continue. I mean, look, all your best friends are back. If you don't think you're dead, well, all it would take was a split second for this to start all over again.
True.
Susan, if
But
we
none of them
don't-
exist. What's the
Susan.
point of a killing game if we already know
Susan.
none of them exist? What?
If we don't accept this, it'll just start all over again.
Would you rather suffer? Would you rather see all these people die again? And it's like I said, all it would take was for a second for your mind, or what's left of it, to snap back to what it originally was. You wouldn't know these people are fake. You wouldn't know anything that's happening right now happened. You would just be able to experience that same suffering anew, until eventually, one day maybe, you wisen up. Maybe you accept you can't do anything about death. Whether it be yours or someone else's. There's nothing you can really do to change it. And especially, something to consider is what you leave behind. And all you guys left behind are a bunch of bloodstains and sadness. Boo-hoo.
And why should we trust you then? If none of this is real, why should I even trust what you say?
Because I'm you. If this is all in your head, then consider this. I am you. I'm your own thoughts. I'm the one telling you this. It's that part of you that wants to feel that despair, wants it all to be over, accept what a bloodthirsty monster you were and move on. But you can't do. You can't accept her. I mean, just think about it. You three have been tagging along this entire adventure, solving mysteries, creating friends that subsequently died. It's not important, and generally having a nice old jolly time. Are they real? Is your friend to your left real? Friend to your right real? Did anything you experienced together really matter?
If this is how it is, I suppose I'll have to atone in hell.
That's the spirit.
Just feels like we shouldn't just accept such a grim fact off the bat.
And what else are you gonna do?
I don't know.
Have hope that we'll find a way out of this infinite fucking loop.
Hope's the problem, Susan. Hope's why this started.
Hope
Because
is...
of hope that we killed each other because we hope we could get out. And if we hold on to that, then who's to say it won't just start again?
Hope is not all it's cracked up to be, but if I may, your deaths were not meaningless. It wasn't your fault what Junko did to you all. She's killed a lot more people than you guys ever did. It was her fault that you all did all this, so even as we go into this in the end, please don't blame yourselves. Your lives, no matter what she says, were not meaningless. You had people who cared about you. You had dreams. Whether or not Hope's Peak would ever let you realize them, it's not important. What's important is that you had those dreams. You had something to hold on to and keep living for, and that's part of the reason why you're here now. It's because you had these dreams and fantasies of big shot talents and world fame holding you all together. But at the end, is that really what you need? Is that really what's necessary? I mean, I'm not particularly good at being poetic as, well, death, but I just don't think... I don't think what she's saying is right. I don't think you were all talentless nobodies. I think people who got roped into a terrible situation and deserved a lot more than they got. Sorry.
You have nothing to be sorry for.
Well, if we accept what's happened to us and we move on from this, who knows? Maybe we'll meet each other in hell, right?
I sure hope so.
If Junko Nishima's dead, I'm going to burn my way across the afterlife and find whatever hell she fucking hides herself in.
Whatever circle. You know, there's a group of people who kill her or killed had a similar experience to yours.
Hmm?
It's nothing. I just... you're really boring me. Look, the point of all this, Kitty, is the point I'm trying to make. Is that nothing you ever did mattered. None of you matter. All this is bullshit. Go to hell. Is that a good TLD?
Well, I
I'm
guess we'll
siding
see
with
you there
Takuma.
then.
Yeah, I guess we'll see you there.
So are you. No, I don't want you to think that way. I don't want there to be more fighting. I don't want there to be more suffering and hate and...
It's okay, Taku. I at least won't let that happen. I'm just gonna try and find the real Choshikazane.
We're dead, right? What's the worst that can happen?
Oh, this guy, this is pretty heavy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good God.
Yeah.
I had one last little plan, and I'm not sure at all how to enact it for starting. Because it's just like, God.
Fair enough.
As you see, we're in a very bright and cheery mood right now.
I guess I didn't think that the realizations would come so easily.
Actually, there is this weird, like crunching coming from your mic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm playing with my pills, I'm sorry. I'll stop.
Oh.
Oh.
Just a nervous habit of mine.
Like, really, I just want to, like, not give in to this despair stuff, but I don't really have a choice at this point.
No, you do have a choice. Despair, as much as it infected you in life, it doesn't have to infect you in death. I mean, like I said, there are people who went through similar experiences, and their deaths served as, I hate to say it, a hope for the others, a hope for the people outside, and maybe, even though you don't think your lives had much value as reserve students in the end, you still had people who cared about you. You still had people whose lives were affected by your deaths.
Well, I'm not gonna go into this with despair. I don't know about you two, but as long as I have the chance to, you know, meet these friends I've made here, perchance, I can go into accepting my death with some hope.
Yeah, pretty much the same here. Even if it leaves a bitter taste in my mouth.
Well, hello, a friend has appeared.
Oh no!
Oh yeah. Oh no.
And run!
I'm tempted! Who the fuck are you? Oh god!
Just
Oh!
incoherent screaming.
Everyone just starts screaming and running around.
Like, what the fuck? Little warning beforehand.
Now you got the giggles.
I can't. It's so hard to keep this together now. Why did you have to do that?
Oh no, a friend has appeared, and I look up and I just see her.
Her.
I was most so referring to the friend next to me.
Now that's a friend.
Susan, my dear, what's bothering you?
Many things right now.
Yeah.
You among one of them.
As you continue screaming at the mysterious lady, other seats slowly but surely begin to fill in. Faces you may not recognize, but faces that are important nonetheless.
Ah, the snake is here.
I'll call her
Which
the
one?
snake. That's me.
Aw.
I heard that.
Not you.
Yeah, horrifying is the word.
There are a lot of people in here.
Getting a little crowded. We
Oh
might need
god,
extra logs.
him!
Him.
I've already forgotten where I was gonna go with all. I had this whole detailed plan, and it's like all falling apart. This did not go the way I expected. Well, with that, the seats begin filled in with people who are notably a bit bloody, maybe a bit damaged, but all of them are looking at you expectantly.
Who the fuck are you people?
They're friends. Friends who went through something similar, actually. Something very similar to this, and as much despair as they felt facing their death, it all came out for the better, is what I'm trying to say. They all had an influence on others that allowed them to move. In the world right now, there's in the world right now, there's this corporation called the Future Foundation. Because of what you all did there, working to round up the remnants and put an end to all this sorrow and misery. So even though your deaths may feel like they had no meaning, maybe you feel that you did the wrong thing, that you don't deserve anything better, Just as these fine folk, your death is a catalyst onto something greater. The deaths that push others forward and influence them and make them keep going. Keep working to make things better for those who remain. If that makes sense.
I think I understand.
I think I got that.
Well, then that just begs the question. Who are the rest of you? What are your names?
I'm gonna have to do voices for them all. Oh god.
Good. I wanted to do this. I want you to feel the despair, Ashley.
Now this is real despair, having to do voices for all these people.
Yeah.
Just do Torbjorn for Mondo.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hello, I'm Mondo.
Sit next to the cool one.
I'm Torbjorn. I like to build a turret.
Rather
My
than
brother.
have to sit next to her.
My
Well, I
brother
guess-
made a biker gang.
I guess we'll start from the top. What did this man like?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, I'm Hifumi Yamada. I have the same last name as the electric guitarist. That means we're twins. Please marry me.
Till death do us part. It's a little late for that.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Boo.
I'm Sayaka Mizuno, and I was like you. I made mistakes. I did bad things, and it led to my bitter end. But it helped push others forward, like what you're all doing now. This just reminds me of Hamilton. I'm the guy who shot him.
Burr.
Sir. What do I even... This is not... Okay, so basically I had a specific plan for these guys, but you guys went in the trial in a direction that I didn't expect, so I had to, start ad-lubbing literally everything, and now I don't know what to do with these kids.
We're sorry.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Not everything goes to plan. I should have planned more in depth. I honestly was more concerned with season 2, and I'm like, yep, this is all gonna go according to plan. But
This might as well happen.
You're expecting this to be a much longer trial, huh?
yeah, you kind of all just figured it out and accepted it pretty quickly.
I wouldn't
Which is
say I
not my
accepted
intent.
it that quickly, but yeah.
I
It's
was.
like I was trying to do this whole big thing, and I feel like a failure now.
No, do not feel like a
No.
failure.
No, it still went well, I think.
This is honestly, this has
My
been
God,
impressive for
my
ad-libbing,
God.
goddamn.
My mind is actually quite blown.
I'm glad to hear it. Thank you for the words, everyone.
Skittles is just over there like, he's having a fucking existential crisis.
Yeah, just imagine if she's been having one of those the whole time.
Just sitting on a log, and then suddenly just this goth lady just pops into existence smiling at me, and I just flip out,
Well, man in the
fucking-
skirt just appeared next to me.
Yeah, not that you can tell.
Don't bully. Chihiro's good.
Cute girl.
She-
Or you know, fucking Elvis Presley with corncob hair. But
Listen, Mondo's the cool one, okay?
he killed your hero.
I know, but he didn't mean to.
I need to remember to
Yes,
edit
he did.
this.
He
I
picked up-
need to remember to edit all this out. Fuck.
He picked up the dumbbell and was like, you know what? You die now.
That's
You
oh.
cannot tell me he didn't mean to.
Mm.
Mondo fucking sucks.
Anyway.
Ooh.
Well,
Anyway,
this was supposed to culminate in a big ol' last-ditch say what you want scrum debate. Between everyone.
oh lord.
Jesus.
But there was no right answer. You just sort of had to... It was supposed to be kind of like building up to... Our deaths aren't meaningless. We can have hope in death.
I mean, that's more or less what we've been doing.
Yeah, but it's just... it's hard.
GMing is
Well,
hard. Or
you know what?
rather.
It is. I have an idea. How about we just go to that and sort of like go to the ending bit I had in mind for this, and then we'll pretend this was a lot better than it was, and season 2 is going to be great.
What are you talking about? A lot better than it was. It was already really good.
It was,
This was
honestly.
fantastic. Like, goddamn.
Oh, thank you. I've been building up to this twist that you were all dead from the very beginning, and the hints were there from the very beginning.
It's a hell of a
Honestly,
twist.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here like, oh, that's such a cool twist.
That's why I named this Expulsion.
For
Because
a
you've all
sec-
been expulsed from life.
For a second, I thought you were gonna get a little too funny with it and say it's all just a game.
Meta.
No, you're all
Yeah, that's better, honestly.
you're in
Well,
you're in a purgatory, and Kaku is literally the Grim Reaper.
That's badass.
Why he picked
why-
a mime, we don't know.
That's why he never helped you in any investigation.
he chose mime probably because so he didn't have to say things.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he probably would have.
But he-
And
that's not
then you
his-
got
that's not-
flirty with death.
That's not his real talent, because he is speaking. He's more or less just the ultimate death, as edgy as that sounds.
I know. He's just pretending to be a mime,
Yeah.
so he doesn't have to talk.
Yeah, it's simple.
Well, Susan probably got to meet the person she looked up to in life directly to her left, so I'm good. Even if it, scared the living crap out of her.
She's like, hi, I'm here now. It's me, Celestia Ludenberg.
Wait, I know you. You're the ultimate gambler. Holy shit, that's
I
awesome.
was a big fan. That's why Oh shit, it was all fantasy. Oh god.
I was hoping to play poker against you, but now I think my odds are very in the garbage.
I can't use my hands anymore. Just kidding, I can.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That explains why I need to say that explains why. See, Moonkata, the Twitch streamer, like figured out at some point that you were all dead, right? I think that much
Yeah.
is obvious, and that's why he was such a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
But that explained you. A lot of you were wondering how he got all these wires, how he set up all these complex murders with very limited tools.
He just
Well,
kind of.
yeah, he just kind of did because you're
Okay.
dead and nothing makes sense.
Fantastic.
So if I'm dead, can I have a pair of gloves yet?
You can put your hands back to normal.
Nah.
Can I get a robot eye? I want a robot eye.
You
You
can
do
if
not
you
have a
want.
robot eye sprite for you.
Here, where's my
Terminator.
robot? Just let me take his eye out.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Your eye is mine.
Anyway, back on topic.
Back
Right,
on
right.
topic. What the hell was happening?
I
You
don't
said
know.
you were gonna do the last scrum debate of
Oh.
lives are meaningless. Or
Yeah, it's-
yeah, whatever.
It's your lives have meaning versus your lives are meaningless. And you're never gonna guess who's on the other side.
Thong.
It's everyone except for the others.
Everyone except for the others.
What?
Well, I just want an excuse to play this song, to be honest. This remix. Because it's so good.
It is. It's a fucking amazing remix.
I have no idea what this is.
Debate scrum.
Scrum debate remix. Well, in that case, I guess we'll just get this shit over with, and Maya can edit this up to be cleaner later.
I got you.
Hey, look! It's everything.
Jesus Christ.
God.
Lord.
So, answer what you want, because these might as well be your last word. To be honest with you. I mean, you already said your last, probably, beforehand, but this is the fun.
Any day I can debate Scrum alongside Chihiro is a good day.
It's true, to be honest. Alright. So, yeah, let me open up my script for this.
You
I
weren't
wrote a
kidding,
very
this is
long
the
thing.
biggest Scrum debate ever.
Yeah, but unfortunately most of it is just bullshit and repeating itself.
Oh well.
So, with that said, let's get started. You'll never be able to accept my death, your death, that it was never real.
It doesn't matter, does it?
Wow, I was expecting something a bit more poetic, alright?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't.
Your last moments were filled with despair. Your afterlife is filled with despair. Our final moments gave others the strength to carry on and beat you. We know peace, so they will too. All you ever knew was hate. Hate for your others and yourselves. That's why you're stuck here in this game. Despair and fear can make us do some things we'll
What?
Despair and fear can make us do some things we'll regret, even into the afterlife. We may never be able to atone in life, but here at the end, we can at least forgive ourselves. Hope is delusion. Scheme for capitalist scum. Hope has given you nothing. No future. Nothing but your pain and misery. I'm gonna have to yell for this guy, aren't I?
Yes.
Hope! It can't be loud right now, there are people sleeping.
Don't worry
Hope
about
has
it.
given us the will to live. The will to believe that even in death, our lives should mean something. And we'll push those still live. Huh?
Nothing.
And push those still living onto a brighter path. Are you caught up on who I never was? The time mourning, wondering how you could have saved me, just for it to not matter at the end? Doesn't that fill you with despair?
No. It fills me with hope because I know I tried my hardest.
My life means nothing. Maya was but a talentless failure who died for nothing. Just like her. Talent means nothing. Wait, what the fuck? Sayaka, where are you on my thing? Talent means nothing. Life is meant to be lived, enjoyed, and considered at your own pace, regardless of who you are. You can't help what happened, and neither could she. No, but the blood on your hands, it's so satisfying, isn't it? Do you think we'll be forgiven for the atrocities we committed? Do you think having hope into the end will change our fate? Fuck. My knee!
Oh, I know that feeling.
Yeah,
Honestly.
honestly. Could it be help what Junko did to us? Maybe our fate won't change, but we step forward with hope and love in our hearts that maybe that peace within ourselves is the only peace that matters. Do you enjoy knowing what you've taken away from them? He says nothing. It has to hurt, right? Watching everyone you love die, watching them get taken away, wondering what you could have done to stop it, and then realizing none of it mattered in the first place, right? It hurts wondering what could have been, what I could have made myself of before this tragedy, but that's not what matters now. What matters is moving on, optimistic with the future, even if I'm unsure of how much of it is left. Do you regret ignoring some of us? Do you regret ignoring some of us? Do you regret leaving these tortured souls to die? While you simply watch, concerned about who you're gonna hit on next?
I feel called out.
Same?
People ignored me too, but my soul is not restless. My soul is filled with hope, looking to the end with a smile. Because at least I did the best I could, and I made myself happy. I accept what happened. Every sacrifice you've made, every tear you've shed, mystery solved, it was all for naught. The answer was in front of you all along, and you were too blind and deluded to see. How do I do a soccer voice?
Like,
Yeah.
Voice, I guess.
Smoker.
Smoker.
No action one takes is ever for nothing. Against all struggles and odds, the future you create for yourself, the hope you hold within you, even in death, builds a way to a better path. Even if you have no one else, you have yourself, and your own strength. Sometimes, That's enough. Are you happy with this result? Do you feel at peace, knowing you'll be moving on soon? Do you think you did the right things? Do you think you had all the answers? Are you afraid of what will come next? Can you even accept it?
I've already accepted it. Whatever happened during our lives, terrible, but we'll just have to accept it and move on and hope for a better future for the living.
You also skipped a person in there.
Did I?
Did she?
Yeah, you skipped the social media star in Celeste.
Oh yeah,
God damn it.
that's all right.
Okay, I'll quickly just read that. You thought I was real, but any of us are real. What a joke. What's real or isn't is of little matter right now. This is her life, her afterlife, and her death, and as such, she should depart with peace in her heart. And with that,
Everything turns
whoosh.
Oh.
And now we're in hell.
The afterlife. The grid. Oh, hello.
Oh. Well, this is blindingly blinding.
Is this hell?
Is this hell?
Can you come get me?
Well,
Can you come get me?
You need to collapse on the floor.
Echo. Oh,
Hi.
oh.
That's happening.
hi.
That's the first thing the Grim Reaper says is, hi. So, I suppose that means you're all ready, huh?
I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, I'm ready. Not like we got anything better to do.
It's not like we can go back to the world of the living and try to help those who are fighting for hope.
Well, you've contributed your own fight to hope. Sure, what you've done was terrible, but it was not any of your choice, any of your decision, and what happened is creating a better hope for the future with the Future Foundation. I suppose if this is where I take you to the end, I suppose I at least owe you the privilege of answering any question, or I suppose I at least owe you any questions you might have, truthfully. It's the least I can do.
Anybody have any questions?
So, what they were saying then about us committing those atrocities there, true then?
Unfortunately, but you shouldn't blame yourself. It was simply... It was Junko Inoshima working with... His name was Ryota Mitari. Unfortunately, they broadcasted a video that had very hypnotic effects, we'll say, and, well, needless to say, it converted quite a lot of people to despair, including you.
Yikes.
So, yes.
Well, maybe we'll see our friends in the afterlife, right?
They are there, aren't they? Because I really hope those things back there weren't the real ones.
I'm sure they will be.
Oh, those, what you saw were just puppets used by, well, Junko, even though Junko isn't really here. It's more the despair in your... It's kind of hard to explain, but...
I don't know about you two, but I've got a girl to find.
I have no idea what the fuck I'm gonna do in my afterlife.
You don't
Who
even know
knows?
what the
Maybe I'll go
afterlife is.
find everybody and finally play poker.
That might be a good... Well... If that's all you have to say. That's not what I wanted to play!
Debate scrum against
Battle
Taku.
against death! No. From debate against death.
Well, I suppose if that's all you have left, or that's all you're concerned about, all you have left, then I suppose this is where you and this world will part ways.
Well, been fun.
Define
I don't know
fun.
if you, yeah, I don't know if you call that fun, but I am looking forward to playing poker in the afterlife. That'll be fun.
Taku looks at you warmly, with a smile one wouldn't expect someone with the title of Death. I truly do believe you all have hope and goodness within your hearts, regardless of what happened. The world should not be so obsessed as it is with ultimates, but I believe you all would have made good ones. Since that's what you wanted so much in life.
Well. Yeah.
With that, Taku leans back a bit, turning around and looking at the blinding white light ahead of you. Cocking his head back around to look at the three of you. He extends his hand, warmly, gently, as if he was waiting for your own movement, your own call on the action, rather than forcing you.
Well. Nowhere to
Oh,
go but
God.
forward, right?
Let's go together. Just as we have been since the start.
With that, Taku gently begins leading you forward. Onto what? Well, humans don't really know. And humans, unfortunately, when they do, don't really get to tell the tale. But everyone's death has an influence on somebody. Everything you do in life, every action you take, we're working towards something, and if that end is death, then what you've worked for till now is what you leave behind. And if you can come to terms with the fact, or if you can come to terms with what you've left behind, if you can come to terms with the bitter end, you can feel satisfied knowing that you did the best you could in a world that is very unforgiving. And then, maybe that's all you need in death, is that assurance that you lived your best life, even if it's the only one you might ever have. So, you head onwards. And unfortunately, that is where our story will end.